But will he like it? Tong asked while staring at himself in the mirror, wearing a small skirt that reached his mid-thighs, or you can say it's shorter than his mid-thighs. But I need to try at least. He sighed happily. Okay then, take a deep breath. It's not like he is gonna kill you if he didn't like. He can do anything more than divorcing you. So let's get this started. Now, do or die. He muttered, encouraging himself, and walked down the stairs to the living room where a maid told him Jungkook, his so-called husband, is asking for a coffee in his own office. Okay, I think I got a perfect chance. He giggles to himself. It has been 3 whole months since their arranged marriage, and in that time, John Jungkook had never touched him in a way that even hinted he was his husband. No hand holding, no brushing of finger, no kisses, not even accidental brush of their arms while passing by. Only polite care. He bought soap when Tong was coughing, gently placing the coat around him when he was cold. Left vitamin on his nightstand, asked in soft tone, "Are you comfortable? And did you eat?" But not once had he looked at Tong like a man in love or desire, and Tong, shy, painfully introverted, quiet to the point of vanishing, could never ask. He never had the courage to say it. Why don't you touch me? Do you even find me attractive? Do you even want me? But he wanted Jungkook too. He wanted to be kissed, held, touched like a lover. He wanted to be his, and tonight he decided to do something stupid. The smell of fresh coffee filled the kitchen. He stood by the counter holding the cup between his hands. He glanced down at himself, heart racing. The skirt was short, far shorter than anything he had worn around the house. Soft bench, hugging his sleeve ribs, brushing high over his thighs, paired with loose cream sweater that slipped a little over his shoulder. He left exposed, vulnerable. But maybe this will work. Maybe this little thing will erase the distance between us. It had been 3 months of polite smile and careful words. 3 months of dinner were the only sound of cutleries. 3 months of sleeping in the same bed but feeling miles apart. Jungkook wasn't unlike. In fact, he was attractive in the most gentlemanly way, but his touch was always reserved. His affection took it neatly away like an untouchable file in the CEO's mind. Tom, painfully shy, could never say it out loud, but the urge of wanting to be wanted was slowly eating him up. So he had decided to try this. A silent confession, wrapped in coffee and skirt. The cup was ready. The steam was perfect. His hand trembled as he reached for the salt tray, telling himself and over, just go, just knock on the office door, just smile. Maybe you will understand. He turned toward the hallway, but before he could take a two-step, a tall figure appeared to the kitchen. Tong froze, his breath caught. Seokjin Hung, Jungkook's older brother, tall, broad-shouldered, and with smirk, was standing there, hands in his pocket, eyes watching over Tong from neck to toe. Tong's finger tightened around the tray. He took a step back, the hem of his skirt brushing his thighs. As if poking him, he sniffed, shifted, trying to hide himself behind the counter, cheeks flaming. When did you? I thought you were. His voice was small, almost breaking. Seokjin. On the trip? Jane's eyebrows arched lazily. Yeah, came back early. Namjoon had something urgent work to handle here. Tong's stomach dropped. If Seokjin was here, then Namjoon, Jungkook's brother-in-law, was probably home too, or would be soon. But the worst part was, Seokjin had already seen him. The skirt, the exposed legs, the nervous shifting, and Tong couldn't tell what was in his eyes, amusement or curiosity. Seokjin's gaze lingered a little too long, the corner of his mouth curling into a smirk. So, he tilted his head. Are you dressed to impress Jungkook? Tong's cheeks flamed hotter. He lowered his eyes, biting his lip, but managed a tiny or inaudible yes. Seokjin chuckled, a low, knowing sound that made Tong grip the tray tighten it. Well, you certainly have the strategy down. His eyes looked barely at the bare skin of Tong Tas before meeting his gaze again. If that doesn't get his attention, nothing will. Tong swallowed hard, unsure if he should feel complimented or hide under the kitchen table. Before he could think of a reply, Seokjin added playfully. But before Namjoon walks in and sees you like this, you should hurry and take that coffee to Jungkook. His went dependent. Although, if you go in there dressed like that, I doubt she will be walking out the same way. She will probably be market, claim it. The word claim it sent June through tongues. His ears turned red. He took a step back, his sweater slipping a little further off his shoulder. I should go, he muttered, voice trembling with embarrassment, and without meeting Seokjin's eyes again, Tong clutched the tray tightly and left kitchen, his heart hammering against his ribs as he made his way to Jungkook's office door. Tong stood frozen outside the office door for a few seconds, clutching the tray so tightly his knuckles turned white. His heart was pounding so loudly as he was sure even the guest inside could hear it. He knocked, soft, hesitant. Come in. Jungkook's deep voice called. Tong took a slow breath and stepped inside. The first thing he noticed were the three sharply dressed men seated across from Jungkook's desk. Their expression was glistening under the warm light. They were deep in conversation with Jungkook, flipping through files and discussing something in low, business-like tone. Tong froze just inside the door, wondering if he should quietly back out and come later. He didn't want to interrupt, but then his eyes flickered toward the small table in front of the guest. 3 cups of coffee and 8. At Jungkook's side, nothing. Tong knew Jungkook only drank coffee if Tong made it. It was something he had never said out loud, but Tong had noticed it always. His chest tightened, a strange mix of shyness and a daring spark that had been building for weeks. Before he could overthink, he stepped forward. Jungkook hadn't noticed him yet, too focused on explaining something to the guest. But when Tong reached his desk, he leaned in just slightly, placing the cup right beside Jungkook, and the scent of fresh coffee drifted between them, along with the same faint sweetness of Tong's vanilla body lotion. Jungkook had turned mid-sentence, his eyes locking on the small figure beside him, and for a brief second, the conversation in the room seemed to fade for him entirely, because Tong was close than he usually dared to be. The soft sweater slipping off from one shoulder, the short skirt brushing against smooth skin, the faint tremble in his hand as he set the cup down. It was so unlike Tong, he knew, and Jungkook could feel the shift immediately. Tong set the coffee cup gently on the table. He gave him a smallest of smile, shy, apologetic, and turned to leave. But halfway to the door, something in him shifted. A flicker of boldness, the kind that had been whispering in the back of his mind all day. Instead of leaving, Tong changed direction. Jungkook's gaze followed instantly, his words breaking for a heartbeat as he watched his husband, in a skirt, in a sweater, slipping lower on his shoulder, glide toward the couch on the inside of the office. Every step showed more of his pale thighs. The hem of his skirt swayed gently. Jungkook saw clenched, his smile screamed for him to look away, to focus on the glare, but his eyes wouldn't. Tong reached the couch, sat down gracefully, and without even glancing up, picking up the magazine from the glass table, his legs crossed slowly, fabric shifting higher as if taunting everyone in the room. Jungkook dragged his eyes back to his glare, but then he saw 3 the way. One of them, the older man, an expensive grey suit, was staring, not at the contract in front of him, not at Jungkook, at Tong Thais. And the other 2 weren't much better, their gaze lingering far too long, eyes dark in a way that made Jungkook's blood run burn. His fingers colored into the face under the desk. For a brief moment, he picked himself, walking over there, yanking Thong up from the couch and kicking them all out. He said, Jungkook said, gentlemen. 3 pairs of eyes circled up to him immediately, cocked handed. Jungkook's expression was all business, but they also looked dangerous. The kind that said, look anywhere but at him again, and thought he turned it back to the discussion. Jungkook's mind was already made up. The second his meeting ended, those legs, the skirt, and that shy husband were going to be problem alone. They eventually took the conversation back to the business. Though Jungkook was barely holding into his composure, his pen tapping against the desk and the tension building in his chest. He kept forcing himself to focus on the figure and the contract, the term being discussed. Anything but the soft figure sitting on the couch in short cut. Then, out of nowhere, one of the clients leaned back in his chair, eyes still drifting toward the couch. Client 1, your maid is so pretty, he said casually, lips curling into a ugly smile. Would you like if I take him with me? The pen stilled in Jungkook's hand. He said turning slowly, glaring deeply. He is not maid. A man shook it as if it were the harmless joke. Ah, you are servant then? Or maybe personal assistant? Jungkook, no. Jungkook's tone was firm, none of them. Another client tilted his head, clearly fishing for answer. So, he is under any sort of contract with you? Jungkook's jaw tightened. No, and let's focus on the meeting now. But halfway through the sentence about project growth rate, another interruption came. This time from the first man again, his gaze fixed shamelessly on the client 1. I wonder what he really is. The man muttered it with an ugly smile. He looked so beautiful. Jungkook's head colored into fist under his desk. He gazed toward the couch. Thong had set the magazine aside and was now gazing out of the tall glass window, the sunlight spilling over his profile. But from the viewer, the client said all they could see was his back, and the way the short skirt barely covering him. That was all it took for another man to lean back with a loud laugh. Client 3, if he were mine, I would never leave his skin unmarked. The other joined in with a low murmurs, making assumptions about what they would do. Jungkook did great together. His groan was quiet but dangerous, his eyes darkening with something sharp and possessive. This wasn't just discussion anymore. This was pushing him to the place he didn't like one bit. Jungkook's knuckle whitened around the pen, but instead of lashing out, he took a deep breath, forcing his voice to calm. His dark eyes slipped to the delicate frame by the window, to the 3 men sitting across from him. Jungkook with a soft tone, a tone that instantly made Thong's heart skip. Thong, come here. The word made Thong's heart leap in surprise. His face tightened with the rush of happiness. Finally, after so long, Jungkook was looking at him, speaking to him, asking for him. He set the magazine down, fingers nervously smoothing the hem of his skirt, and walking slowly toward the desk. His step held heavier with the weight of Jungkook's gaze. When he stopped in front of him, Jungkook turned his leather chair fully to face him. He reached out, fingers curling gently around Thong's slender wrist. Jungkook, what are you wearing, baby? His voice was low, intimate. Before Thong could answer, Jungkook's other hand slid to his thigh, his fingertip brushing over the warm skin where the skirt ended. The soft caress made Thong's breath rich, heat blooming in his cheeks and his lower belly. Jungkook's grip on his wrist carried him lower, forward instantly, lowering him toward the space. Baby, he murmured, eyes glistening with something unreadable. They are confused. Tell them who are you? They are curious to know. Tong's lashes fluttered, his shy nature urging him to walk back, but Shanku's closeness made it impossible to move away. He hesitated, glancing at the three clans who were openly watching them. In an instant, Shankuk's hand left his wrist and gently but firmly gripped his chin, turning Tong to face him. Eyes on me only. He said, his voice quiet, commanding. Tell me who you are, baby. Tong's breath trembled, his lips smarting. I am your husband. The words were soft, but they hit the room like a thunderclap. The clients shifted in their seats, a wave of murmurs passing between them, mutters of we messed up, wrong move. One even started to stand as if excuse himself. Shankuk said. Shankuk's voice was sharp. The meeting isn't over. The chairs cracked as they sank back down, uneasy, under his gaze. Without another word, Shankuk pulled Tong forward and into his lap, settling him sideways so he faced the clan. One arm slid securely around Tong's wrist, holding him there, making the statement without a single extra effort. Shankuk didn't let Tong move an inch once he was settled on his lap. One arm was wrapped firmly around his waist, keeping him close, while the other carefully flipping through the document on the table, as if nothing about this was unusual. But it wasn't casual, not with the way his thumb was tracing slow, televised circle against Tong's hips. The client were trying to keep their eyes on the papers, but their attention can't focus on the papers but on what Shankuk was doing with Tong. Every time, Shankuk's hand shifted slightly lower to his hip, brushed Tong's ear as he leaned to explain something. They swallowed hard, reminding of their earlier disrespect. Tong, meanwhile, was struggling to keep still. Shankuk's possessive hold, the way his legs bounced under him, and the subtle squeeze of his thighs every time one of the clans spoke, it was all making his head spin. Continue, Shankuk said coldly to the man across the table, as if daring him to break eye contact with him, and let it wander at Tong again. One of the clients cleared his throat nervously and stammered while explaining. Shankuk listened, nodding casually, occasionally, but his finger never stopped claiming touches, tapping along Tong's thighs, brushing the side of his wrist, running along the waistband of his skirt, just enough to make him squirt. At the point, Tong reached to pour himself some water, but Shankuk caught his hand mid-air, intertwining their fingers instead. I will do it, baby, he murmured, pouring the glass himself, his dark eyes looking up at the client with a silent warning of mine. By the time the meeting wrapped up, the clients were nearly falling over themselves to agree to every one of Shankuk's terms. They left with the bow and murmured apologies under their breath, clearly disrespected, to escape the tension in the room. As soon as the door clicked shut, Shankuk leaned back in his chair, his hold on Tong tightening. Now, he said in low voice, about what you did earlier, leaning in like that in front of them. His gaze darkened and Tong felt a shiver run down his spine. Tong pushed himself up with a sharp smile. I didn't do anything. Tong was about to open the door and run away when Shankuk grabbed the knob and locked the door, turning back to face Tong with a smirk. Shankuk, where do you think you can escape now, Tong gulped, walking, shaking his head, and he backed one step, two steps, and Shankuk walked forward, soon grabbing his wrist, and Shankuk's grip firm on Tong's wrist. He didn't stop until Tong's back hit the polished wood of the desk, scattering the files to the floor. Shankuk, voice low, dangerous. Do you have any idea what you just did there? Tong blinked up at him like an innocent puppy, but the smile on his lips betrayed him. I was just standing there. Shankuk stepped in close, kicking him in against the desk, his palm flat against Tong's hips. Still there, feet, your sweater falling off your shoulder, looking out of the window like some forbidden fantasy, while they undressed you with their eyes. Don't breathe, he said, but his gaze didn't leave Jungkook's. Maybe I
Dong
like the
slipped out of
attention.
Jungkook's home
That
office
was all
as
it took.
quietly as he
Jungkook
could,
shot
one
Lisa
hand
and
clutching the
in one
oversized
motion,
black
he
shirt
placed
hanging
the
off his
office
waist. His
brushing his
skirt
knees apart.
what was left
And
it was hanging on the
stepping between
fabric
them,
torn
his
high
uncovered tongue
on
danced
one thigh.
possessively.
His hair was a mess,
roughly.
lips still
The
faintly
only
swollen,
attention
and the
your
heat on his
cheeks
cheeks was
was
impossible to
the
hide.
word were
He
covered.
moved
His
fast,
breath hot
nerve
against
padding on
Thong's
the polished
ear
floor,
as he
wanting
drifted
to
forward,
disappear to the
making their
room
bodies
without
merge
being
together.
seen.
The faint sound
How
of people
a
screaming
familiar
in the
noise
town
came
went
from the living room.
filling
Tom
the
closed
room.
misstep,
Tom
his eyes
spoke
looking straight to his stomach.
deliberately,
Slowly,
looking easily
he turned his head,
Jungkook
absorption settled through his
was.
coffee mug, while he crossed over the other, wearing a smuggling smirk, chill. Well, finally got market, Tom has widened it. Yum. She stood, circling him like a hawk, inspecting its spread. He tugged the collar of Jungkook's shirt, revealing the deep fresh mark blooming across Tom's neck. Told you he wouldn't be able to hold back forward forever, and there we are. My little prediction spot on. He smirked, beating Jungkook Thong's cheek. You are fully his now. Thong ears turned crimson red. Young, please. Jin ignored him entirely, leaning closer to inspect the mark with pride. Ah, my brother will finally learn to love someone actually. For loving. You're perfect. The exact type I wanted for his husband. Thong's blush and lowered his head. Young, please. Jin only shook less, sipping his coffee like he hadn't just dropped the bomb. He loved you, Thong, so much. Don't let this scare you with that grumpy face. He's so pleased for you. Before Thong could come up with any sort of denial, Jungkook's deep voice called for him. Jungkook, the room now. The way Jungkook said it made his raise his brow knowingly, and Thong's knees wobbled. Jin smiled sweetly. Go on, Bubby. Don't let your man waiting. Thong shut the door behind him, his face rising and falling at the thought of what Jungkook will be doing with him now. The faint scent of Jungkook's collar still on him, heavy and warm, making his skin shiver with memory. The half exposed the door swung open, and for Jungkook to drag him back to the desk. And honestly, he wasn't sure if he could even stand if that happened. His thighs were still trembling, his lips swollen, and his body carrying the lingering heat of everything that had just happened in the office. But instead, Jungkook stepped inside calmly, holding something over his arm. It was the set of clothes, not just clothes but beautiful high-end piece. A cream silk shirt with delicate pearl button, black trousers that looked like they were made for someone walking a red carpet, and a pair of polished leather shoes. The tag still on. Jungkook placed them on the bed, then crouches down silently, so their eyes were level with Thong. Jungkook, get dressed. Thong, blinking. I thought. Jungkook half smirked. I know what you thought, but if we keep going, you won't be walking anywhere for the rest of the week. And I don't want to see you sore. I want to enjoy every moment with you. Thong ears burned. We are going out, unless you are too sore. If you are, we can wait until tomorrow. The corner of his tone caught Thong's off guard. He wasn't used to Jungkook pushing for his comfort, especially not after the way he had just been handled minute ago. Thong trying to straight up. No, I'm fine. Really, I can walk. Jungkook's eyes lingered on him, clearly not buying it, but he didn't press. Don't force yourself, baby. If you are not okay, then we can beat his lip. No, I'm fine. I'm coming with you. Jungkook smiled, keeping his seat. Good. Get ready then. As Jungkook left the room to give him privacy, Thong sat on the bed for a second, fingers brushing over the silk shirt. He didn't know what felt hotter, the memory of the desk or the fact that Jungkook was about to take him somewhere publicly. The late afternoon sun painted the beach in warm golden light, the sound of waves folding over the shore, mixing with the soft calls of seagull overhead. Tom walked beside Jungkook, their fingers brushing occasionally until Jungkook finally took his hand, and the warmth of his palm made Tom's heart race, and he tucked his head shyly, a faint blush on his cheek. They strolled in silence for a while until Uncle, both of them looked down to see a little boy no older than 8, holding a bouquet of roses. Kid, please buy this, the boy said, looking between the two. Tong immediately shook his head gently. No, it's alright, we don't really need. But the boy's voice turned more pleading. Please, take it. I bought it for my girlfriend, but now she doesn't want it. She wants a plushie instead, and I have no money. If I sell this, I can get her the one she wanted. Shankar crouches down to the boy's level. How much? The boy, me, named his price, and without hesitation, Shankar pulled out his wallet, handed the cash over, and took the flask. Here, now, go get her that plushie. The boy smiled sweetly, thanked him, and ran out across the sand. Shankar turned it down and extended the bouquet toward him. For you, Tom said sweetly, blushing as he carefully accepted the roses. The smell is sweet, the petals brushing against his cheeks. After a moment of hesitation, Tom pulled one perfect rose from the bunch and avoided Shankar's sentence case, held it out toward him. Tom, for you. Shankar's brows lifted slightly, a small surprising laugh leaving his lips. For me? Tom nodded once, still shy. Shankar took the rose, his fingers brushing Tom's in a way that sent little spark through his chest. Jungkook, I will keep it. Jungkook's thumb brushes over Tong's knuckles as they strolled along the shoreline, the sound of the wave filling the soft space between them, the evening breeze carrying the scent of sweet salt water and roses from the bouquet in Tong's arm. Jungkook glanced down teasingly. So, I thought you were a shy husband who doesn't want to be opening this soon. Tong tilted his head toward him with a faint smile. Why not? After all, I am your husband, and you are too hot for me to keep myself away from you. Jungkook chuckling, low in his chest, eyes narrowing in amusement. So, I am hot, That's why this happened? Taeyong shook his head slowly, stepping a little closer so their shoulders brushes. No, that's not the only thing. I think I am falling for you. I feel so many things for you, Jungkook. I crave you, your attention, your hands on me, your gaze on me. I crave your lips on my body, my lips. I wanted to be yours from the start, but you never touched me, and I craved all of this so much. The sound of the waves seemed to pulse for her heartbeat as Jungkook stopped walking, turning to face him fully. I never touched you because I thought you weren't ready for the step. I was waiting for you to open up, to give me the sign, but you never did. So I was preparing to wait forever. Tom breathed issued. Forever? Jungkook's lips curled into a soft, almost proud smile as he nodded. Yes, I fell in love with you at first sight, Tong. So yes, I could wait forever. But deep down, I also wanted to claim you, to be yours fully, and I'm glad this happened sooner than I ever dared to hope. Tong blinked up at him, heart hammering so loud it felt like he could hear over the soft rush of waves. You fell in love with me at first sight? Jungkook smiled dreamily. The moment you walked in on our wedding day with those wide, stubborn eyes, and the way you avoided even looking at me for too long. He let out a low chuckle. I knew I was in trouble. Tong's cheeks flushed a deep crimson, fingers twitching the stem of the rose as he was holding. I thought you would marry me out of duty. That's why I stayed quiet. I didn't want to be a burden. Jungkook, you were never a burden. Jungkook murmured, stepping closer until their toes brushed. You have been a temptation. I kept telling myself I have no rights to touch. Until now, my went heart
his pulse racing when Jungkook's hand found his fingers threading together with an unspoken claim. And now he asked breathless, Jungkook. Now Jungkook tilted his gaze, locking on Dong's parted lips. Now I am done pretending that I don't want you. Tension between them stretched, warm and electric, until Dong closed the tiny gap himself, pressing his single rose onto Jungkook's chest before curling the free hand into the front of Jungkook's shirt and pressed his lips on Jungkook's. The kiss was slow, hesitant at first, like both of them were still afraid they would wake up from it, but it deepened quickly, the waves clicking at their ankle as Jungkook's arm slipped and Dong's waist. By the time they pulled apart, they were both breathing hard. Dong's lashes lowered, voice trembling. Then don't pretend anymore, because I'm not going to. Rain poured down, heavy drops, and Dong and Jungkook flinched. Jungkook suddenly grabbed Dong's hand and ran forward toward their car, both laughing while running in the rain. And soon they were inside the car, rain drumming against the glass roof on Jungkook's black car. They were both laughing breathlessly, hair dripping, shirt clenching tight to their skin. Dong's cheeks were flushing from the sprint, his lips parting as he tried to catch his breath. But then Jungkook's laughter faded completely, his eyes locking on Dong. The white shirt clung to every line of Dong's green feet, his hair part plastered to his forehead, droplets sliding down the curve of his neck and disappearing under the fabric. His chest tightened with the sudden, almost overwhelming the urge to claim him all over again. Dong noticed it. The shift in Jungkook's gaze was impossible to miss. The way it darkened, grew heavy, like it could burn through every layer of clothing between them. Dong was leaning in. He brushes his mouth softly against Jungkook's, the kiss almost teasing. Jungkook let him for a moment. When Dong started to pull back, Jungkook's large hand shot up to the back of his neck, pulling him forward again. Without warning, Dong was lifted and pulled into Jungkook's lap. The sudden movement made Dong gasp against his lips, right before Jungkook kissed him hard, his mouth gnawed and demanding, swallowing that breath entirely. The kiss deepened fast. No hesitation, just pure raw need. The rain poured grew heavily, drumming against the car like a heartbeat urging them on. Every breath between them felt charged, every small movement amplifying the tension.